Charlie Puth on Magic in the Morning, 8:37. It is Tuesday, time for Good Policies with Barrett Agency on Portland Street. But we're in the studio in Linden with Mike. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm fabulous. I'm not as good as the NEK Can Network. I can tell you that. Boy, I'm telling you what, when I come in Monday morning and I saw the post from Paula Ward about the car show over the weekend, folks, if you missed it, you missed a bang-up good time.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. The pictures, the videos, the turnout, and more importantly, when everything was done and over, we helped a lot of members in our community with our fundraiser. How was it there?
It was unbelievable. The entire day, I mean, it was a picture-perfect weather day. You couldn't ask for a better forecast. And then, just before 9 o'clock, I got a phone call, and it was, hey, we need somebody to be able to photocopy registrations. I said, for what? They said, for cars. We're almost out. I said, but the show doesn't start till 9. They said, exactly. So I flew to the site because I was on my way anyway. I grabbed the form and I went to my office and made a couple hundred copies and brought it back. Jeff, we hit almost 200 vehicles there for the day. Mind blowing. And, to see people having a good time, the sense, for me, it's always as much about the sense of community. And I'm not a car show guy. I can openly admit that. I love cars, but I don't go to car shows. I had a heck of a good time. It was fantastic. Everybody there was smiling. And for us to walk away with over $37,000 for the Northeast Kingdom Cancer Action Network, my brother-in-law, God rest his soul, is probably really not happy we did a lot of this in his memory, but loving the fact that we did what we did.
Well, Mark was Mark, and you're right. He was never one he wouldn't say no to a pat on the back, but he wouldn't accept credit for much.
Right.
I was talking with one of your partners here, Paul Belfay, just up on the corner here, who owns the track that you guys held it at this year. And he's just... I just told you what his quote was, and this is a direct quote from Paul Belfay, folks. Those guys knocked it out of the park, because just before he said that, there were 187 cars and 10 motorcycles, so that's nearly 200 vehicles.
Yeah.
And I saw people posting from other car groups throughout New England saying, oh, my gosh, we hadn't heard about this. We're going to be there next year. Is it an annual event?
It certainly is, so come on down. That was the only negative about the entire event was that people didn't really know about it. Even though we did our best to promote it, you can only do so much. So I'm hearing a lot of folks that plan on joining us next year. So we look forward to making this an annual event.
Awesomeness. So those of all of you that supported the Northeast Kingdom Cancer Action Network, thank you. And all I can remember is a gal who won the Mustang. Her name started with a K, but... Yeah,
it was hilarious. So, you're drawing the winners, and it's always fun to see the response, right? Because they drew her name, and there wasn't much noise. It was almost as if everyone was going collectively, well, it wasn't me. So, but I wish her all the best. She's a local individual. We look forward to talking with her and presenting her the vehicle.
So. All right. So now we had Ben Gates in this morning. We've actually had him in a couple of times from the Caledonia County Fair Association. He and the other members of the board are busy getting things together. Barrett Insurance has sponsored the Caledonia County Fair for more than a handful of years.
Yeah.
And those that attend the fair are thankful for your support. But they also, those that are vendors or participants in other way, shape, or form at a fair have things that need insurance. We want to roll into that?
Yeah, why not? That's fantastic. And yes, we are proud sponsors of the Caledonia County Fair. And what I love about it, Jeff, is, they've got that one price scenario where you're in. And, what really helps with that, I believe, is the sponsors. And there's so many of them. So such a great amount of community support from local, social, civic-minded businesses to be able to offer that. And, when you go to the fair, you sometimes have to ask yourself, or at least the insurance guy does, is this covered? And think about it. Everybody there will have insurance. And, the food vendors will have insurance as a food vendor to have liability and product protection. Everybody up there is going to have coverage, including those who have their livestock in the barns. Many of them most likely have agricultural type policies that cover their livestock wherever they happen to be, including at a fairground. There are some folks who do horse pulls at all of the local fairs, and they have coverage for liability for their livestock to be on different premises. So it's very good to know that there is insurance involved in protecting if, God forbid, something goes wrong.
Did you see the light bulb just go on?
I did. Well, I smelt the burning.
Yeah. So that leads me to a question. I'm not a livestock owner. I'm not a farmer. Obviously, we know that any transportation vehicle that would haul livestock or cattle would be insured. Are they insured on the way there on different policies?
Yeah, so the livestock will be covered. Again, this is assuming that they do have the agricultural type policies, which I would have to believe they really would. The livestock would be covered by that policy. So it'd be the policy that covers the farm operations. And then the trailer and the tow vehicle, those would be covered by an auto or commercial auto policy, many times a commercial auto policy with a farm rating. So if damage happens, I heard about the seals, and I'm glad to hear the seals are okay. But the seals that got into an accident on their way to a fair somewhere other than here that prevents them now from coming here, if you look at it from an insurance perspective, the units that were involved, i.e. the tow vehicle, the trailer, were covered by a commercial auto policy. And I would like to think, now seals are not cows or horses or sheep for that matter. So it may not be as straight up as an agricultural policy. It certainly wouldn't be, but I would like to think that there was some protection for them. So.
All right. You briefly mentioned the food vendors that go up there with their wares, but there are also other vendors too, of their crafts and such. Similar?
Yeah, very similar. These are folks. You could even consider some of these folks very similar to those who go to the farmers markets. If you're at a farmer's market and you have what you need appropriately, you would have coverage to be there. Even if something as simple as somebody tripped over your table, you're liable. They sustained an injury based on your presence being there. So it's really important. And I guess the good part of this conversation is, if anything else as well, a thought starter that if you don't know, look into it, make sure. God forbid, but I would be remiss if I didn't believe that the fairgrounds make sure that everybody has insurance to be there. So now we're not talking truck pulls or demo derbies. You can't insure those bad boys.
You beat me to it. I was just going to say, I'm thinking the demo cars won't have full coverage on them.
Pretty sure they all sign waivers. But those are wicked fun. I mean, you have to say wicked fun to watch that. And so, it's a annual right, and we love it, and it's just so fun to see it and be a small part of it. So.
All right. You said you need to be in the know. How can they be in the know?
Sure. Give us a call, 748-5224. Our office is on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. We're online, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
And you can make a donation anytime to the Northeast Kingdom Cancer Action Network at
nekcan.org. And actually, on top of that, Jeff, don't forget, if you know somebody or if you are somebody battling cancer and you would like assistance, please apply. This link's on that same site.
All right, Mike. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you in a week.
You got it.
All right. Magic in the Morning rolls on. Hometown Minute. Thanks to Taplin Septic coming up. And right now, more music on Magic in the Morning.